I'm officially logged out of my Slack. I just tried to open it because I was gonna just see if they closed my account, and they did, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional about it. I think that's something that I'm gonna have to realize about this process is I can be excited about leaving this job and excited for the future while also simultaneously being sad to let it go. It's just a transition, and I'm new to this. I'm new to this transition, and with time it'll be fine. But right now, good morning, good morning. It is Monday morning, my first Monday without a job. First Monday post quitting my 9-to-5 job, I should say. I do have a job. My job is to grow this brand and grow these meetings and work on these meetings and do everything. That is my job now. Currently, I'm making less than $500 a month from this job, from my brand. That's where we're at right now. This is the first day of me growing this brand, and I just feel very, very motivated and ready to do this. I was feeling like you saw maybe in the last video, or maybe I put it at the beginning of this video, I don't know, but I was feeling a little uneasy, kind of anxious. And this morning I was lying in bed. I set my alarm for the time that I would normally get up if I was working my 9-to-5, and I was really tired, and I was like, oh, well, I really don't have anything to do. If I didn't want to do anything today, I don't have to do anything today. No one is counting on me to be somewhere. And I let that thought slip into my mind, and then I realized how dangerous that thought can be, because if you get in that thought pattern early on into this journey, I feel like it can just continue into anything that I don't want to do. I'll just be like, well, no one's actually counting on me for doing this. So instead of accepting that thought, I just got up and I was like, I'm gonna start my day. And that's what's gonna guide me through this whole process, I know, is structuring my day. And so that is the plan today. I did my whole morning routine. I meditated this morning because now that I have more time on my hands, I mean, there was no excuse for me not to be meditating when I had my 9-to-5. It's literally can be 5 minutes a day. So there's no excuse for me not to do it. But now there's really no excuse for me not to do it. So I meditated, I journaled, I went on a walk, I ate breakfast, and now I'm about to start work. And today is gonna be a day mainly of getting organized. Yesterday, like you saw, I erased all the files, all the apps, all the videos, everything that was taking up storage on both of my computers from work, from my 9-to-5 job, and I just erased all of that, and that felt really good. And now I'm just gonna continue that organization, kind of getting my systems in place, getting my calendar in place, what am I gonna focus on each day. So once I get those systems in place, I'll let you know what they are as inspiration. But I just wanted to say hey and update you on how I'm feeling right now. I've been listening to podcasts. This morning I actually journaled about exactly what I want to accomplish and how I want my life to look. I literally just wrote it in the present tense. And I feel really motivated, really great to start. And I know that motivation will come and go. And what will carry me through is my passion and my dream of this becoming my reality. I'm very excited to take you along the journey with me because you guys have been here since the beginning. Now here we are, and I'm excited to take you along. Yeah, we're gonna walk on over into the office and get started. I always feel like I look a little bit funny when I'm wearing a hat and these huge glasses, but sometimes I just don't want to put in my contacts. I'm going on a walk because I feel myself starting to get a little bit anxious. This tends to happen whenever I have free time to work on my brand. I always think that I need to do everything right away and move through my to-do list as quickly as possible. And I'm finding myself starting to get in that mode right now where something that I thought was gonna take an hour or less is taking a lot longer. Here's my thing. So right now, what I'm working on is my brand outline. So my personal brand, what I'm trying to do with my content, what is the mission of the content, all of that, just get really aligned and really crystal clear on what it is I'm trying to do here. And then same thing with my meetings and that whole brand, which the brand mission and pillars of both are very similar, but I'm just spacing it out for simplicity's sake. But I also believe that brands are allowed to evolve and change, and I'm sure Pepsi's mission statement when it first started is not the same as Pepsi's mission statement now. So I'm trying not to put so much pressure on myself to have it be completely perfect, and just know that what I envision for the brand right now is how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be anything more, anything less. And if it evolves, when it evolves, I can change it. And right now, instead of getting all hung up, because this is what I do. I get hung up on like these little things, and I know that, you know, the values in the mission statement isn't a little thing, but I'll get hung up on things and it will prevent me from actually taking action. So like the only thing that's gonna help me grow on YouTube and help my meetings grow is by actually posting videos, engaging with my audience. And I spend so much time planning. Like when I wanted to create my YouTube channel, I spent so much time planning, getting the equipment, planning out my videos before I even made a video. And I was spending so much time on that, and months were going by, and I just realized that I just have to do something. I just have to do it. And so that's what I'm trying to do here, is just like knock off the things that are on my to-do list of how to like set this up properly, but not dwell and spend so much time in the planning phase. Like I'm gonna spend today, potentially a little bit of tomorrow, but mostly today, just to get organized and set my systems in place for like my day, my structure, what I want to focus on each day. And then I'm gonna just get to it, because planning is great and being prepared is great, but if you're doing it to the extent where it's kind of as a procrastination technique, like you're just nervous to actually get started and do the thing, I learned the hard way that that can actually be a procrastination technique and not something that's necessarily always good. So it's always good to plan a little, but you have to know when to step away. So that's how I'm starting to feel right now, is feeling like very, like I have to do everything all at once right now. And so I'm gonna go take a walk and clear my head, listen to a podcast, finish the podcast I was listening to this morning, and just take a step back. And honestly, it's kind of uncomfortable going on this walk for me, because usually like when I was working full-time, I had no time. So the fact that I'm able to like take this break and go on a walk and make my own schedule today, it definitely feels weird, but I'm telling myself like that's why I want to work for myself, is to give myself more free time and do the things that I'm passionate about. And so what good is it to do that and then not take advantage of the fact that this is my own time and I can take a walk in the middle of the day if I want to. So that's what I'm doing. Just eating my lunch and questioning life. This is just part of the process. I've never not had a job, and I need to accept that. Just because I don't have a 9-to-5 full-time job and I'm not employed by someone else doesn't mean I do not have purpose. I tend to get emotional around lunchtime. I've noticed this like in my daily life too, like when I'm just sitting eating lunch in silence. Like I was distracting myself with a YouTube video, and then she started talking about how delicious restaurant margaritas are, and I had to turn it off because I was just getting triggered. I feel like I always watch something whenever, like when I'm eating. So then turning that off and like sitting in silence, I'm not used to. And obviously sitting in silence is when the thoughts come. So do you ever just like view yourself from like an outsider's perspective and you almost like feel bad for yourself? Like I'm just sitting here alone in my apartment eating this like little lunch that I made for myself. And I don't know, sometimes I just like view what I'm doing from like an outsider's perspective and how other people might perceive me and think that what I'm doing is weird, or they would feel bad for me. But I know that I'm happy, so I don't know why it gets me emotional. I'm just gonna let myself feel the emotions and not question why they're happening. I can journal about it. I can try and guess why they're happening, but ultimately I just have to let them happen. I got pumpkin spice granola bark at Trader Joe's yesterday, but I've already eaten quite a bit of that and I'm getting sick of it, at least for today. So instead, I think I'm gonna just have a cookie. These are not the mini cookies that I talked about in my last video because they didn't have them. These are the big version. They taste the same, but. I spilled a whole one of these on my keyboard the other day. So I have to be careful. I've now read this book twice. Once 2 years ago, before I started my YouTube channel. This was what really pushed me to start that. And then I needed some motivation to quit my job and really pursue this full time. So I read it again, and it was great reading it the second time too. So I've decided that I'm gonna read, whenever I need a little extra motivation, I'll read like a chapter from this, because the chapters aren't very long. I don't agree with everything that is talked about in this book. It just really inspires you to, like I said, do it. Like, do whatever you were thinking of doing. So right now, I'm gonna start this one because she wrote another one. I found this at Half Price Books. And I'm guessing it'll be similar to that one. I'm gonna read it, let you know how it goes. But now that I'm, you know, have barely any income, I feel like this is going to come in handy. Any other books that you know of that are inspiring to just go after what you want, how to make money, books on manifestation, please leave them in the comments because I would love to continue reading, and I'm sure other people would love suggestions as well. I'm waiting for my toast. It's Tuesday, day 2. Yesterday was a good day. There were moments here and there, like you saw, that I was just feeling a little weird about it, and I'll probably have those again today, but that's okay. This is a transition. I got a lot done actually yesterday in terms of figuring out my schedule, and I want to walk you through my structured calendar and like structured week, because that's the only way that I knew this was going to work. I'm already a very structured person, and I knew if I didn't have any structure going into this, nothing would get done. So I structured my days and my weeks accordingly, and I'll walk you through it, but I just need to do like one more thing in my calendar. So I'll walk you through that a little later. And then I'm going to get going on my website. I have my one website, and I'm creating a whole other website specifically for the meetings, because right now to sign up for the meetings you have to go on like my personal blog, personal website, and it's just, I want them to be separate. So that is the other task that I'm going to do today. I'm gonna eat my toast, read a bit more of this, and I will follow up in a little bit. My camera's dying, so I need to go. I'm struggling today. I feel my chin getting really red, and I feel myself getting flustered. My face always gets red when I'm flustered. And I need to just remind myself, Rome was not built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. I need to calm down, and if I can go to bed tonight just by moving the needle a little bit, that is a win. I don't have to do everything right now. So, TTYL. I got a handheld vacuum. I'm so excited because sometimes there is Exhibit A. Just some little crumbs in the corner. I don't know if you can see those back there. Just little crumbs, you know, little pieces of lint. And I don't want to get out the broom because 1, the broom doesn't do anything. And 2, I don't want to get out the vacuum, the whole vacuum. Take it out of the closet, unwrap the cord. First world problem for sure, but now I can just or suck it up, I should say. So I just went to Office Depot because I had no more space on my SD card. And when you don't have space on your SD card, obviously you can't record anything, or you have to go back through and delete things, which is effort. So then it makes me lose my motivation to record things. But also I don't want to delete things because what if I want to look back on these videos in 10 years, even just the raw footage. So I got that from Office Depot. I also got these tiny little labels that I'm gonna use to put on each SD card because I ordered this like case for my SD cards, and I'm gonna label each one with like the dates that footage is from. And then I got 2 tripods because this is my tripod that I got at the very beginning of my YouTube journey like 2 years ago, and it's like kind of breaking. It's very loose. When the camera sits on it, it's like falls over. The reason I have 2 is because, if anyone cares, sometimes I want to vlog on my camera, and so I'll put it on here, but then sometimes I also want to get shots of the footage of that same footage for TikTok or for Instagram Reels, and I have to like prop the phone up similar to what I'm doing here, which is not an issue. Let me just say that, like the phone's propped up against a vase. Like it's not a big issue, but anything that I can do as I'm trying to enhance my content, as I'm trying to film more content, anything that I can do that makes me excited about filming content and that makes filming content easier, I'm all for. So having 1 tripod for the camera to sit on, 1 for my phone to sit on, and then I can literally just have them on here all day. Like it'll be so much easier to just always have the camera on here so that I can hold it, prop it up when I need to, and there's no hassle. Open this. How professional does that look? I did get my first like critical comment. It was a very jarring experience, but I was always wondering like how would people do it in the daylight? Like it must all happen in the evening.